Hello everybody, it's John Sherman, IFBB Pro and posing coach. I'm here today with Johnny Jackson, and we're going to show you guys the ropes on posing correctly. Okay Johnny, let's get into front double bicep. This is going to be the first pose at every contest that the judge is going to ask for. And it's vital that you hit this pose correctly. You want to make sure that your arms are not too far up. You want to make sure that everything's balanced, everything's tight. Breathing through your nose, squeezing the quads, squeezing the abs. And most of all, you want to make sure that you're looking comfortable as you're doing this. It shouldn't look as if you're shaking or anything like that. This pose should really look effortless. Okay, next pose we're going to do is a front lat spread. Same thing, you squeeze from the bottom up, keep the abs tight, pull up on the shoulders, throw your shoulders forward, and chest is tight, breathing through your nose. You want to hold this pose, but all those poses that we do, they have to look effortless. If they see you shaking or anything like that, they're going to knock you down. So it's vital that you start posing several weeks out from your shows to make these things look very comfortable and, effortless. Okay, favorite side tricep. Okay, notice how Johnny just rolled his shoulders back and that made his chest stick out even more. And he also tilts the right shoulder to the front, showing both sides of his chest, and it also helps him keep his intercostals. You can see all the serratus and his intercostals and abs. And he also has his legs pressed together, showing the thickness of his thighs. Now he's also standing up straight. So everything that we do, you're still in the upright, kind of locked position. And you're still breathing through your nose. You don't want the gut to extend. You want everything to come through the nose, everything from the diaphragm. Okay, we're going to do a side chest. Reach out, pull in, roll the shoulders back, chest up. Again, that right shoulder is forward, so he's showing both sides of his pecs. Abs are tight, that leg is pushed to the side, showing the thickness of the quads and the hams. Calves are flexed as well. Now we're going into an abdominal and thigh. And what you notice if you look at Johnny, he's squeezing from top to bottom. The calves, the quads, the abs are all flexed, and you blow out. You don't try to hold anything. And once you blow all that air out, you want to breathe through your nose, not through your mouth, through your nose. And try not to make a whole lot of noise while you're up on the stage. It's very distracting, and it actually takes away from your points while you're up there posing. Back. Okay, normally this is the meat and potatoes of everything. You got to have a back in this sport. If you don't, you're going to be in big trouble. Back double bicep. If you notice what he did, he squeezed his shoulders together and then flared the lats out. It gives you an impression that the lats are actually wider than they are. And it shows your thickness too. The heel is spiked and the hamstrings are flexed, showing the definition in his hamstrings. Glutes are tight and lower back, the erectors are flexed as well. And also, like we said, the balance in the biceps. You want to make sure they're down and not too far up. Okay, we got the back lat spread, and as I said, this is going to be the end all, the be all of your poses. Throw those lats out as far as you can, but make sure you don't lean too far up. You want to still stay in the upright position, squeezing the lower back, glutes, hamstrings, and calf. And as I said before, you can make all the faces at this point you want because you're not facing the judges. But when you face the judges, you want to make this stuff look effortless. All right, we're going to do the most muscular pose. There's several versions of doing this, and it's kind of the athlete's choice. But the way Johnny's doing it is what's made Johnny famous today. Showing the big traps, the huge upper chest, big delts, and splits in the biceps. Now you also want to make sure that you keep your legs and everything tight too. Now here's another version of most muscular where you have the hand on the thigh and you're squeezing the bicep. Also, very effective poses. You should still hitting the abs. You can't just hit your upper body and not hit your abs and your thighs. So we just have to remember to keep everything tight. Another version is grabbing the wrist, squeezing the chest. It makes the chest stand out, keep the abs tight, still flexing the biceps and flexing the thighs. And again, all this stuff has to look effortless. You're breathing through your nose. Now we're going to go into the symmetry round. Basically, these are all your quarter turns. First thing is you're facing the judges, so everything's upright, still breathing through your nose, shoulders wide, arms flared out, thighs are flexed. Again, breathe through your nose. Quarter turn to the right. Now the pros do this a different way. We kind of do it with our bodies kind of turned at an angle. The amateur judges are that's a state-to-state issue. They want your arms down to the side. But the pros, we get away with some, little tweaks here and there. Chest is flexed, abs are showing, so you're also showing your intercostals, your abdominals, and the thickness in your thighs. Relax, quarter turn to the right. Arms are flared, lower back is tight, glutes are tight, hamstrings are tight, all the way down to the calves, and your head is up. You're not bending your head over as we do this pose. You want to stay upright on every pose that we do. And one thing is you don't want to bend over as you're doing these poses. It shows that you're not in condition, and the judges count off for that. Quarter turn to the right. Body's turned at an angle, he blows out, intercostals are showing, thickness in the thighs and in the quads and hamstrings. The arm is cocked back, showing the thickness in the bicep and the delt. Head is up, breathing through his nose. Makes it look effortless. And the last one, facing front. Same thing we did when we started. If you've done your homework, this stuff is easy, piece of cake. But if you haven't, this is when the judges know, who's done what they're supposed to do, who has put in all the work that's necessary to be a winner on this particular day. Okay, now everybody, we're going to go into some tips and tricks that's going to set you apart from the rest of your competition. So we're going to have you posing like the pros pose in a matter of minutes. But you just got to do exactly as we say. Otherwise, you're going to look uncomfortable on stage. This stuff requires a lot of practice. So it has to look effortless. Okay, first thing we're going to do is a double bicep. Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that your elbows are level all the way across. You don't want to have your arms up too high because then that makes your lats look like they're small. So you bring them down, level off, and flare your lats out. At the same time, you're keeping your abs in tight. You don't want your stomach to poke out, go back in. Poke out, go back in. And you want to breathe through your nose. Also keep the legs flexed. Okay? Relax. Let's do the lat spread. One of the things that I do is I always like to keep my hands turned up a little bit. Flares my chest up even more. Now Johnny has a huge chest already, so he doesn't have to do this. But me being a little guy, I need to do all the tricks that I can to make me look just as impressive as these guys. So he's got his elbows pulled forward, throwing the shoulders up, chest is up, legs are kept tight. So again, he's still breathing through his nose. He's not showing us that this thing is coming in and out. We want to keep the abs in the whole time. Okay, relax. Let's do a side chest. The one thing that he's doing that I've always done, and I like it when we do this, is there's no space in between here too much. So therefore, his upper chest is being flexed as well as the other side is being flexed too. So we're showing the shoulders, we're showing the abs, and there's not that space, so it's giving you a more dense look than if you have your arm open. You don't look natural that way. So you want to pull that arm back in, keep it tight, and you look even more dense and thick, and that's going to impress the judges as well as the audience. So you want to get oohs and ahs, that's the best way to do the side chest. Okay, relax. Let's do a side tricep. the way he's got his legs pressed together and he's squatting down. Now we see a lot of amateurs standing up tall. We don't want to do that. We want to give it the appearance that we're thicker, so we want to squat down just a little bit. Give us that thicker, more dense look. He's also got the arms flexed. There are a couple of ways to do this. Also, he's turning. He's got his body turned, showing the abs, showing the intercostals. And you got to remember that you have people on the left side as well as on the right side of that audience. So we got to show everybody. You got to show all the judges at the bottom and everybody in the audience what you're on display. So you have to use every second you're on the stage for your advantage. Relax. Face the back. You got back double bicep. Now again, the first thing Johnny did, which I do also, is he spiked the calf, flexed the hamstring. A lot of guys don't do that. They just put that leg back and think that, oh, this is a shot. This is a shot. The whole thing is a shot. And he's got his arms pulled back, showing the density in his back. Now, Johnny's back is unusual, but you can make yours look close. You know, this is the top of the line. You can't get better than this. Relax. And you got your lat spread. Flaring out. First thing he did was he pulled back, showed the thickness in the Christmas tree. Then he threw the elbows forward. Staying up, hamstrings are flexed, calves flexed. You got to remember this, folks, because if you don't, the judge is going to think this area is not in condition. Relax. Face the front. Abdominals and thigh. First thing you want to do, take a deep breath after you pull that thigh out. Deep breath in. Suck that vacuum in and then blow all the air out. It's going to bring your serratus out, show your abs, and it's easy if you do that. But and you want to breathe through your nose. You don't want this area coming out. In and out, in and out, in and out. Breathe through your nose. Relax. And then we got our most muscular. This is done several ways, and it's going to require a lot of practice from you to figure out which most muscular suits you best. But when you do this, breathe through your nose, flex the biceps, flex the chest, flex the leg. Can't forget the leg. You can't forget anything in this pose. It all works together. I want to thank Johnny Jackson for coming out. I'm John Sherman, IFBB Pro posing coach. Stay tuned to ProBodybuilding.com. Pro is the state of mind.